I'm Luis from LuisReviewer.com here in the. I'm gonna try to call this World of Entertainment video podcast. I'm including in my webpage and here on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to the Luis Reviewer channel, I would appreciate it. This is just a place where we can share different about movies, music. Obviously I talk about the things I know and I like, but I would love to hear recommendations of bands and all that, films to see, because I can't claim to see them all nor hear them all. Anyway, so today I was using the computer when I saw that Bob Dylan just released another single. Now, if last month he released "Murder Most Foul," just a little 16-minute song as a gift for the fans in this time, with the whole coronavirus thing. And today he just released his second single. It's available on Amazon, iTunes, and all the platforms, and you can listen to it on YouTube. This one is shorter, it's a 4-minute song. It has the same feeling with the same melody as "Murder Most Foul," but still it's a new Dylan song. So that got me thinking, and I wanted to do a video on my favorite albums. Like I always say, these are the albums that I like. I'm not saying that this is the definite ultimate Dylan list. I'm sure everyone has their own favorites, but with Dylan, he's one of my favorite artists. But in terms of his albums, when I think of the albums when he was starting, I think they're great albums and I like them a lot. But it's hard to say that I like them, all the tracks. Like the times they are changing. There are always these songs like Bob Dylan's Dream Number 112 that I just never got into. So on this list, I think you're gonna see a lot of the mid '60s and the later albums, because what amazes me is that I think from Time Out of Mind, he's been releasing some of his best albums. I'm not saying groundbreaking music. I'm talking about the album as a whole, because when you take the '60s, Blowing in the Wind, Freewheeling Bob Dylan is a good record, and I like a few songs on it. But I can't say that I got into the whole album. So this list, I want to say that these are albums that I got into them completely. And some might be the obvious choices. Some others I might surprise people. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think Dylan has a select people who like him. I know that his voice, not everyone enjoys it or whatever. I myself enjoy it. I like his voice, and sometimes other people cover his songs, and I still prefer his versions. And he's a poet. I mean, he's a terrific songwriter. I don't think that anyone can deny. So, without any further ado, I want to start with the number 10. I mean, this guy has a lot of albums, so I'm not going to do a ranking of the 30 plus albums he has made. I selected the 10 records that I can say that I like, at least 8 or 7 of the 10 songs in the album. And I want to start with this one. I think this record might be one of those. So I don't know if people would expect Empire Burlesque. I think it's a little bit of Dylan trying to get into the '80s, but I just re-listened to this record a few days ago, because I hadn't listened to it for a while, and I found myself absolutely liking this record, loving it completely. I think I only disliked one little track in this Clean Cut Kid, but I love Tight Connection, Seeing the Real You at Last, I'll Remember You, Never Gonna Be the Same Again, Emotionally Yours is a great track, Something's Burning, and Dark Eyes. I think this is it's a good Dylan album, and it's my number 10. This is my number 10 album. At number 9, putting this record, it's Desire. This one followed Blood on the Tracks, and it's a good record. I like it. It has a lot of cool songs on it. It was co-written with Jacques Levy. Only one song. Only one song is written by Dylan alone. But the songs are unique, are cool. Some are epic, like Joey about the Joey Gallo. If you see The Irishman, you're gonna know him. Black Diamond Bay, Romance in Durango. It's a cool record, and performance-wise, the instrumentations with the lady singing with him and the accordion, or I don't know the instrument. It's a unique sounding album by Dylan, and one of his best. All right, so at number 8, I'm putting this one, Infidels. I think it's one of his best albums from that whole 80s Christian album phase, which I love, I think. But I really like this record. Joker Man, Sweetheart Like You, License to Kill, Man of Peace, Don't Fall Apart on Me Tonight. Don't Fall Apart on Me Tonight. I just love the lyrics on that song. This is an album I listen to quite a bit. I really enjoy this album. So which one is next? I'm putting on next. This is a classic. High 161 Revisited. Uh, this album has to be included. I mean, like Rolling Stone, Tombstone Blues. It takes a train to laugh, and it takes a train to cry. Ballad of a Thin Man, Queen Jane, Just Like Tom Blues, and the epic Desolation Road. This is, I think, Dylan in the early years. This is a great record, and I think Dylan was on the top of his game on this one. So this is when he went full electric, which some traditional people didn't like it, but an artist has to grow, and he was growing, and he changed the directions of his records, and it's the best thing he did, in my opinion. Okay, so now at number 6, I think many people put this one on number 1. This one is Blonde on Blonde, the double record. I think it was released after Highway 61. Now, I like this record. I mean, this record is inventive, imaginative. I mean, the songs on it are just great. A lot of classics in this one. You got Just Like a Woman, Rainy Day Women, Pledging My Time, I Want You, Stuck Inside a Mobile, and the epic Sad Eye Lady of the Lowlands. I think this is of the early years, maybe my second favorite from Dylan. It's a great, 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 great album, and I think it's one of the first ones I think I bought. I think it was either the second or the first album, um, because I was seeing documentaries of the '60s and they mentioned this album, and I think I bought it. Great album by Dylan. This one is sitting at number 6. Okay, at number 5, I don't have the album physical because I bought it digital. It's Tempest, the last album released with all original material. It's an amazing album. I mean, I just remember hearing it from Duquesne Whistle to Pain Blood to all the tracks. I mean, for a man releasing, I don't know if that was his 30th album, but I mean, after a long career to still be releasing high quality albums, it's amazing, and I love that album. I mean, the lyrics on it, the music on it, I mean, you even have a tribute to John Lennon at the end, Roll On John, which was a nice little tribute. I just love that album. I mean, I just loved it from the moment I heard it, and it's my 5th favorite album. So at number 4, I'm not gonna show it either because I don't have it. Bring It All Back Home, the half acoustic, half electric album. I love both sides. I think there's only one track that I don't like. I just love Subterranean Home Blues, Maggie's Farm, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. It's Alright Mama, Only Bleeding. That's what the lyrics on that one. And it's a good record. I mean, it was indicative of where he was going because Next album, he just went full electric. No apologies. And the best thing he did, he came back to acoustic in later albums. So one of the best qualities he has is that he's a chameleon musically. He can change and shift, and which makes his album interesting because you're not hearing the same thing over and over again. So that's something that I like about Bob Dylan. Okay, my number third album, Time Out of Mind. Now this album, I don't know if it's considered like a comeback. I think he did a few cover albums before this one that were not very well received, and this one actually was well received, won a Grammy. Um, Actually, when I first heard it, I think I liked three songs on it. But as I kept re-listening to it, I just realized that I just love the album. Lovesick, great track. Standing in the doorway, trying to get to heaven, million miles, till I fell in love with you. Not dark yet, make you feel my love. Can't wait. I like the overall mood of this record, and I think it's one of his best lyrically and musically. And I think since this album, he just started releasing great records. I mean, the other one after this was is on my list, but then you got Together Through Life, Modern Times. Uh, so he I don't know, he just found a new groove, and he started releasing great records. A great streak, in my opinion, for a guy had already had a long, long, long career. My second favorite album. It's Love and Theft. This is the album that follows Time Out of Mind, and I just love the tracks in this record. You got my favorite Bob Dylan song is Mississippi. I just love it. I loved it since the first moment I heard it. But this is one of the few albums that I like. I think I like every track on it. Uh, they're all great. I think this is Bob Dylan at his best, only surpassed by my favorite record, which I'm about to say. So this one released after Time Out of Mind. It's really. I mean, when it comes to Dylan, there's really little things we know about because he doesn't do a lot of interviews. So the stories behind the album are to me, because I don't know much, are almost mysterious, really. But this is, I believe, this is a great record. And if you never heard it, give it a chance because I think you'll like it if you're a Dylan fan. And my favorite album, I think, is No Surprise. And I'm using this one because I don't have the original, but this one is this is the bootleg version of Blood on the Tracks, uh, which is my favorite album. Um, I think I bought that one because at the time I wasn't a full Dylan fan yet, but I heard Shelter from the Storm on the Tom Cruise Jerry Maguire movie, and when I heard it, I loved that song, and I said, okay, let me buy this. Let me buy this record. Boy, loved it. But Blood on the Tracks, I mean, the songs, he always denied that they were about him, but the songs just detail how a relationship is breaking. The lyrics, I mean, there's the song, You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome Where You Go, Idiot Wind. I mean, whoever inspired Idiot Wind is really, if someone inspired it, because I don't know, but the lyrics in that one are fierce. Uh, and You're a Big Girl Now. I mean, the lyrics on that song, to me, are both heartbreaking. I mean, when he says, I mean, just the whole lyrics. Oh, my God, I forgot the lyrics, but the lyrics on I think the ending was the sense of changing horses in midstream. I'm going out of my mind. Like a corkscrew that starts and starts, like a corkscrew through my heart. It's just great lyrics. And Shelter and Simple Twist of Fate. She was born in spring, like she was born in the spring of talking about the season. And he was born too late, and that's why she left him. I mean, just I think it's a brilliant, brilliant album. So, that's what I wanted to share. Those are my favorite 10 Dylan albums. I hope you enjoy the list, and I hope you keep enjoying the videos. I'm trying to just could share, just like my favorite albums. I think I'm gonna do next Metallica, so be sure to check it out.